for joining me today. I want to show you a really easy gum paste flower. It's the Callalilies. It's a basic flower. It's one that's used a lot over and over in weddings and birthdays, different things. So it's a lot easier than you might think. Here we have a Wilton set that is, it's basically kind of a fluted heart-shaped cutter, just a little bit of flare at the end, and then it comes with 6 of these little cones that you can shape your flowers on. So the first thing I did was I just shaped a little bit of yellow gum paste, and you can either do it on a wire or on a toothpick. If you're going to put it into a cake, definitely don't use the wires. You never want to put wires directly in cake, but this is just on a toothpick, and all I did was wet the toothpick, and it's just a cylinder shape, nothing fancy there. Sometimes people will brush that with a little bit of piping gel and then put some yellow sanding sugar on it just for a little bit of glittery kind of effect, but not necessary. If you want something that's a little bit textured without the glitter, cornmeal is a great option for that too. But I'm just going to leave them plain. It's just a little bit of a simple flower. Here I've got just some white gum paste that I've rolled out nice and thin. All right, and I'm going to take my cutter, and again, you can use regular heart cutters that you might have at home already, just to get different sizes out of it as well. But this is a great basic set. So again, this is just a heart shape. So what I like to do is texturize this a little bit with my a sharp tool here. I've got a little curve to it. So I'm just going to come from the point towards the dip in the heart, and then I'll do a couple of little lines coming out from there. Okay. And then I'm going to take my modeling sponge here and then just take a rounded tool, and this is basically just to thin out that edge. Anytime you can make the edge of a flower a little bit thinner, it always gives it a little bit more realism. So again, just kind of running that over. It's almost like I have a pen and I'm drawing a line right on the edge. So I'm just pushing it down into the sponge, and that just thins out the edge. Now, when I put it on the cone, I always dust this a little bit with powdered sugar, which I've already done. And you just want the heart to basically be upright as a heart shape. Sometimes people think to flip them over, and that's not the right way. Just have it with the textured side that you just did facing the cone, and you're just going to put the dip right at the point of the cone and fold this over. And then I have a little water brush right here, and I'm just going to barely touch the edge there and fold it around nice and tight. I do leave a little bit of a gap here at the top, not too much, but you can see I have a little hole there. That's going to be eventually where my center goes through. So now that I've got this on here, what I want to do is just take my finger and kind of roll back the edge instead of leaving it flat. And that gives a nice detail. I'm actually going to pull this one off, and you can see why I'm doing that. It doesn't have complete shape yet, but instead of leaving it flat like this, you can see that this curve gives it a lot more realism. So we'll plop that back on there, and then go ahead and pull this back to all the way down to the point. Turn this around so you can see the back side, and then just kind of give a little bit of a pinch to that back side, and then let that set at least an hour. You know, you can certainly do these days ahead of time if you want to. So I've got a couple here that have been setting up a couple hours, and I'm not sure if this will come out on camera, but the detail on that texturizing kind of adds a little bit of oomph to it. So what I want to do now is I have my center, and you can put a little bit of piping gel down in the center, or you can put it just right around the edge here. It's a little bit too much. I'm going to pull some off. All right, and then all I'm going to do is drop that down in there, and then pinch around the edge, and it's good to go. So here we've got the one that's wired. So if you want to put like a cluster of them together, that's going to be great. You can just put those together. And then one that's just here on a toothpick, again, like the one I just did. And they're good to go. It's really easy flower. You can use different sizes of hearts, again, if you want to have some little bitty Callalilies or some bigger ones. But this is just such an easy flower to do. I hope you give it a try, and I hope you have fun with it. Thanks for watching.